Hello, everybody. It is a Tuesday. Weather Weenies, and Maine has come alive. First 60-degree day for many, and first 70-degree day for many.
It's this is. I'm going to use the phrase, and your people are going to get sick of it. It's a sunny delight.
I'll accept it today.
It's a sunny delight.
I'll accept it today.
That's what I call days like today.
And we perfectly sunny.
Beautiful.
Amazing.
Yeah.
You got a couple of cameras, and again, these are as of late Tuesday afternoon. This is up at Sugarloaf, and you do notice there's a patch there.
Uh-oh.
I've been noticing they push the snow around over there.
Uh-oh.
So that's the building over there to the right is Bullwinkle's. That's like the mid-mountain bar.
So that's a good.
You got to make sure they can access that.
Yeah, that's a good place to grab a beverage.
Right.
Okay.
And there were I see some skiers coming out of there.
Oh, here we go. We got a guy coming. Okay.
And then there's Portland. Beautiful, beautiful day. And
look. So wait. Can we go back to that camera? Is there a little fog bank out there?
It's hard to tell. Yeah, there may be.
I can't tell if there is something out there.
Yeah, it's hard to tell.
It doesn't
look
like
northeast, so there could be something out there. On the visible satellite, we
couldn't see it. Yeah.
These are the afternoon temps. They're going to be dated by the time you see this, but what a sight for sore eyes, huh?
I mean, I'm just soft smiling.
Sometimes meteorologists get a little chuckle out of our temperature contour here, by the way, because notice it's orange in the mid-70s. Mm-hmm. That's usually like mid-80s, but
I see.
We have it tweaked slightly.
That's all right.
Which is appropriate for here.
I mean, also the adjacent to Gulf of Maine locations are. Right. I mean, look at Camden.
You don't have to go far to run into warmer air, though.
Yeah.
It's like I think at noon, Buxton was 70, and Old Orchard Beach at the water was like 50. That's only 7 miles as the crow.
I mean, you could probably take a jog,
right,
and get into 70s, come back to 40s,
exactly,
in some spots. Yeah.
And these may not be the final highs, but regardless, we broke records, and the record in Bangor goes back to 77. The record in Portland and Augusta from 2016. And I remember that warm spell in 2016. And I have kind of a funny story.
Okay, let's hear it.
The why.
Yep, okay.
So it's 10 years ago. My birthday is the 11th. Mm-hmm. And I came here on my birthday that year. I was home for like 3 days on spring break. I came here for an interview, and I actually didn't get the job.
Oh.
I got the job a year later.
Okay. Yeah.
Back then, they weren't hiring kids out of college to work in Portland, Maine.
Okay.
Todd Guttner advocated for me hard.
Well, you and Todd have some history.
Yeah, we go back when he was in Boston. I was a weather watcher for him and all that. But anyway, like our boss, Mike, who's now my boss, his joke is, I finally got to hire you, because when I left and came back, he was the one who hired me. He was not the one who hired me when I actually got the job. He was down in Texas.
Okay,
He had left.
And I knew him down in Texas.
Yeah, there you go.
Which is interesting. He said the same thing to me.
Yeah.
What's going on here? Yeah.
Hey, so it's funny. I remember that warm spell, though, because I came here on the 11th, and it was still warm. And I specifically remember it because it was my birthday, but it's like, who goes on a job interview when they're a senior in college on their birthday? But that's what I did.
That's what you got to do.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But I remember I came here, and after that went down to the beach, and it was still warm on that day. So I do remember the 10-year ago warm spell.
It's days like this are hard to forget.
Yes.
Yeah.
Sure are.
After the winter we just went through. And I know we're not done.
No, we're not.
I get it. I more than get it, but it doesn't mean you can't bask in the glory of today.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we can already see the change coming. There's the cold front.
And that's it for our Weather Weenies broadcast today. No, I'm just
You don't want to hear about what's coming next. This is going to be a pretty abrupt change. The high up over Hudson Bay is pretty strong. It's like a 1030 millibar high. Not the strongest. We had some 1040s earlier in the last month or so. But that's enough of a push that we're going to get cold coming south tonight. And look at this map. Winter storm warning.
Yeah, it's, the map before, it's interesting how those two features to the west are going to work in tandem as they scoot to the east. Like as that high gets right over north of Maine tomorrow, it's just going to funnel that cold air in, lays it down, and then that second, the shield out in front of that low is going to be well out ahead of it, but it runs over that cold air and freeze. I mean, it just looks nasty.
Well, and it's funny because Holton's 64. It's going to be at least 30 degrees colder this time on Wednesday.
I mean, it's going to be freezing.
So that's even for northern Maine, that's a pretty abrupt change to go from 60s and sun one day to a combination of a little snow, probably a lot of sleet, and a little freezing rain the next.
I feel like the freezing rain is what's tripping those advisories right now. Because it doesn't look like a ton of snow, like advisory level snow.
Right. It also could be like 2 inches of sleet
which
in
is,
spots.
That's ice.
Yeah.
And
it's a pain to shovel, all that. If you're not in any of those advisories, by the way, like the coastal plain up to central Maine, there isn't much to worry about. It's just going to be a colder day on Wednesday.
Damp.
Yeah, damp, raw feeling.
Just not pleasant.
Some fog late in the day even. Looks like there's a fog bank that comes in Wednesday evening and Wednesday night. Not much total precipitation in southern Maine during the day Wednesday at all, but you can clearly see where we have more issues, essentially Route 2 north. My hunch is during the afternoon, there may be some mixed precipitation in here, be it sleet or a little freezing rain. But I feel like during the day, the sun can still come through this time of the year. We're coming off a warm day. There are probably pretty limited road impacts in here until about 4 or 5 o'clock, be my guess.
When I was looking at it yesterday, it looked like it was more of a terrain driven where the freezing rain would hang on.
Yeah.
So the higher up you are, the more likely it's going to be to get some accumulation with the ice.
And then Wednesday night, the cold probably gets trapped down in the valleys a little bit too. And
it doesn't, like, for most of the people are living in Maine, this is a rain event.
Right.
But like you said, around the Route 2 corridor and north, I would venture to guess that Route 2 runs along the foothills.
Yes.
So as you get up into the terrain,
right,
that seems like the bullseye for freezing rain.
Yeah, this is probably a lot of sleet where you're in the 20s Wednesday evening. We'll pull this forward. And then we actually have there might be a temperature rise overnight Wednesday night. Sorry, I did that too quickly. This is probably a lot of fog in spots Thursday morning. And
that's a warm front sweeping through out in front of that low, yeah. And then we get, one more burst into the morning Thursday.
And then we may pop to 50, especially on the coast. Kind of a topsy-turvy day.
Yeah.
Just to show total liquid rainfall, or liquid precipitation, I should say, just to give you an idea. If this will come up, we'll be able to do that. Here we go. I thought so.
Well, it's loading.
Here it comes.
Yeah. It's out enjoying the weather too.
Right.
Yeah.
Clearly. My goodness, this thing is slow. But you can see that the most precipitation is northern Maine, in addition to the fact it's going to be colder up there. And to the south, there isn't a lot of total rain that comes through.
Yeah, Wednesday just kind of looks like a bummer compared to today. Thursday, some rain, and then it improves a little bit, but then we're not done.
No,
but wait, there's more. Yeah,
this is probably a pretty good idea for how much ice. However, the sleet will accumulate, so this is more like kind of like a freezing rain forecast, I think. Because the sleet will certainly be more than a quarter inch in some of those pink areas. Maybe the snow map. Let me pull that.
Yeah, that was me trying to talk freezing rain last night. That pink.
But the message there is right now it doesn't look like a massive, widespread, like half inch of freezing rain, which would be a problem.
That would be crippling. Yeah.
Yeah. Instead, this is probably snow and sleet. There could be like a few inches in Aroostook County of a combination of sleet, so the ice pellets and snow. And there's a saying we say around here, sleet pings, freezing rain clings. So if you have those ice pellets, they're not going to be power outage producing or anything like that.
But still slick on the road.
Right.
I mean, it is ice.
Huge travel impact.
It's ice.
Yeah. Especially tomorrow night. And then there's a system that comes through Friday night, Saturday morning.
Looking better than it did yesterday if you want snow.
Yeah, especially if you believe the GFS.
Yeah.
The others, not so hot.
It's just it's looking a little bit better across the board. I think with just the QPF amounts, the moisture liquid, it came up just a touch.
Yeah, we'll give it another day before really honing in on.
It's only Tuesday.
Yeah. And then Sunday night, Monday, it looks like we'll be able to drive warmth back in. A lot of times in these circumstances, it's hard to get the warmth in, but it looks like we should have enough of a southerly flow on Monday that's a mainly rain event to the south, and maybe a little mix that changes to rain up north.
Do we have a roller coaster temperature graphic?
We might somewhere in there. I know I have one in Hartford.
Yeah.
It's hard to pick one
I've
number
got
around
one
here.
in-
That's part of the problem.
Yeah.
But yeah, it is kind of a roller coaster when you go from 70 down to 40 and then up and then down. But yeah, there's one in here somewhere, I think.
It's always fun this time
It
of
is.
year. Yeah.
Questions, weather-weenies at newscentermaine.com. Hopefully you got a chance to enjoy what was
I hope no one's watching
Beauty of the
today.
day.
Watch it tomorrow.
Right.
You should be out enjoying today.
Yeah.
Yeah.
9 o'clock tonight is a fine, acceptable time.
Yeah.
I do want to mention one more time because I got a comment from somebody last night. The app design right now, it's challenging to find the show if you go on and try to click to find it. We're working on it. But for now, hopefully you can find us. If you can't, the trick is you can go to Google and type in Weather Weenies, and the most recent episode should come up that way. So
It's tech. Whatever.
We'll
People
try to get
find
around
it.
it.
People will find it.
I hope so. I mean, hey, they're doing the right thing if they're on the app. That's
Yeah.
where we want them. So anyway, thanks for being here. We'll see you later.